morning, everybody. This is Tim W. Leathertachi, 1996, and welcome to episode 14 of Godzilla FX. And this week we have number 6 on my top 7 Godzilla movies, Godzilla vs. MECHA-GODZILLA from 1974. Now, this was a really amazing Godzilla movie. This is right up there with Destroy All Monsters when it comes to special effects. And one little funny thing I gotta say about this movie is I love the fact that this movie's directed by Jun Fukuda, who directed Godzilla vs. Megalon, Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, and Son of Godzilla. It's like the guy who made Godzilla goofy took him serious. I just so love the fact that this is the director who made Godzilla goofy, who started making Godzilla goofy. And also I love how on this poster it has like a flamethrower coming out of MECHA-GODZILLA's nose, and yet that does not even remotely happen in this movie. But I'm telling you right now, this movie, I'm giving my recommendations early. I would recommend this to any diehard Godzilla fan, or anybody who likes Japanese monster films, Japanese kaiju films all in general, or just kaiju films all in general, really. This was a amazing Godzilla movie. It truly was. Just effects-wise, sorry, I keep burping like every video. There's so many explosions. It's like, Michael Bay! Like, that kind of stuff. Though, and I just love, once again, the third movie in a row, we have a Godzilla movie that it has the 2 monsters in the title, and then there's 2 more monsters in this movie. there's 4 total. This is the 3rd time now that we've seen 4 monsters in one movie. 4 monsters in one movie with the fact that there's only 2 in the title. Like, I think that's absolutely hilarious. Like, we've seen multiple monsters in one movie before, but it's like Godzilla vs. Gigan. There's only 2 monsters in the title, so where'd the other 2 come from? Same thing with Megalon, and now this movie. And we're at the point now, in 1974, Godzilla has been running for 20 years. The big G has been going for 20 years. So Toho decided to stop making Godzilla silly. And here we start off with the shot of Anguirus. And in a very detailed suit. This is a good close-up of the suit, actually. The one thing I will say about this film is that the fact that Baragon was originally supposed to be in this movie. Why did I stutter? I'm sorry. This was supposed to be Baragon and not Anguirus. Like, he was replaced at the last minute. I just so can't believe, in Destroy All Monsters, he was supposed to be the one attacking Paris, but then they replaced him with Gorosaurus. And Baragon, he only had, 2 little scenes in Destroy All Monsters, and those were only added to, not even 30 seconds, probably? And it just so sucks that he was supposed to be in this movie, but they replaced him with Anguirus. It's like, really? Are you kidding me right now? Seriously? Are you serious? It's just like, why did they replace Baragon? I don't get it. Anyways, but like I was saying, I really do love the detailing on this suit, and it's just so funny, I think this is the same suit from Destroy All Monsters, I think. I think it is, because if Anguirus is in... Well, this has to still be in continuity with Destroy All Monsters, because it's this is in continuity with Raids Again still. It's Raids Again now. And this has to be, the same suit, because if Anguirus is in, 4 Godzilla movies total, or 5, if he's in a lot of them, it's like, oh, okay. So this is kind of still falling after Destroy All Monsters, still, just, I don't know. And anyways, I want to apologize immediately, last week's movie, I'm sorry if I said Raids Again. There is no stock footage in Raids Again other than the stock footage of Godzilla attacking Tokyo. I'm sorry, that was the only piece of stock footage really, but it was only like at a meeting. So I am sorry that I said Raids Again, apparently. I'm really sorry about that. Anyways, back to this. Sorry, I was rambling. Like I was saying, I really love the detail on the Anguirus suit here. It's always looked very well detailed. I've always loved this Anguirus suit way better than Raids Again, because anatomically it makes more sense. And I really do like this close-up. I like how Anguirus has this nasty, like, dog snarl. Like a wolf, kind of. Like, he has this nasty wolf snarl despite being a reptile. And I just so love how, I don't know, he's got all these horns. He's always had, like, all these horns and everything. Oh my god. Then there's this shot here. This is a... Sorry about that. This is during the final monster battle, and the monster that's on the ground behind MECHA-GODZILLA there, I will discuss him later in this video. But here you see Godzilla and MECHA-GODZILLA. Now, this is actually a cool effect where MECHA-GODZILLA, he spins his head around and he makes this shield which blocks Godzilla's atomic breath. And I will say, like, the Godzilla suit, it's the same suit from Godzilla vs. Megalon, and I do like this dinosaur, the superhero dinosaur suit. It does have detail on it. The face, yeah, you can deal with the face. The eyes are big, but it's not as obnoxious looking as Son of Godzilla. But MECHA-GODZILLA, the special effects in this movie all center around Oh, sorry about that, everybody. They all are around Robo-G here, and it is, like I said, this movie's just chock full of amazing effects. This shot being one of them. It's like, oh wow, he can do that. And the design for MECHA-GODZILLA, it's like he's got that old 1970s robot. Like, I'm a big movie robot fan. So it's just seeing Godzilla take on Mecha-G here. The suit for MECHA-GODZILLA, I do like the design, but it's like so old-time 1970s cheesy old robot look, and it's like, and the execution is so like old-time I am a robot kind of thing. But at the same time though, it acts like Godzilla, which is really awesome. Now the suit, I don't know, the suit just looks so like old-timey robot. Like, I guess they could have done a somewhat better with it, I guess. But they really do make it look like it's made out of metal, and it doesn't. Like, the whole thing really looks like they just really, I think, like, for 1974, really, I know I sound like I'm hating on it, but for 1974, they did do a good job on it. They really did. I will say, they actually did do a good job on it, doing, like, a MECHA-GODZILLA, like Terminator Godzilla, and it's so funny, like, this is the movie where Godzilla gets framed. And what I mean by that, and you'll probably see later on in the slideshow here, I don't know, the final monster battle, I will be getting to that in a little, like, the final monster battle, it's 2-on-1, you see Godzilla, the monster that's in the back, and MECHA-GODZILLA, it's 2 versus 1. This is a great scene. This is where, and I am saying this right now, I'm very sorry that these pictures are out of sequence, because trying to find really good HD quality pictures for this movie was a bit of a challenge, so I'm very sorry about them being out of sequence again, as I have for a few of these movies already. Anyways, this is MECHA-GODZILLA when he first shows up in the movie, and it was so crazy. When I mean Godzilla gets framed, basically what happens is MECHA-GODZILLA comes out of Mount Fuji in this whole thing of explosions. Oh, and did I mention explosions? Like, this whole movie is just, like, oh my god, this whole movie is just one explosion after another, really. Just one set of explosions. And he comes out of Mount Fuji wearing Godzilla's skin, like this reptilian skin. that looks like Godzilla. It just looks like Godzilla, and it's just so crazy that he's an imposter. It's like Mecha-Godzilla comes off as this Godzilla imposter, and he starts destroying everything in sight. But this comes to my very first special effects con with Mecha-Godzilla. Here is that when he's wearing when he's wearing that Godzilla-ish kind of skin, there's a point where he takes a step after destroying this hotel, this random like hotel building or whatever, and he takes a step and the ground looks too much like rubber. The ground just looked a little phony when he took a step. Like you can actually see the ground like actually move, or so you can see the ground actually move. The ground just looked very rubbery. And then he fights Anguirus, and I'll talk about that fight later in the slideshow here. And then he goes and after he fights Anguirus, he goes and attacks this oil refinery, and you just see like amazing pyrotechnic effects all over, and there's this cool scene where this transition where the aliens, there's once again aliens. Like, this is the 4th alien race in the Godzilla franchise that have come down, try to conquer the world. Like, seriously, this is the 4th time. But when Mecha-Godzilla shows up, it's a really cool effect because you see the imposter Godzilla get consumed by this white flame, and then when the white flame goes back down, there's Mecha-Godzilla. I guess it's like the reptilian skin got melted off, and then here's this Terminator-looking thing. And I just so love that Mecha-Godzilla's face. He actually looks mean. He looks really mean. And oh my god, this is during the final fight. This is during the final battle, and then here you see the new monster in the franchise, which, like I said, I will be talking about him. And this is so weird. There's this other cool piece of effect. The final monster battle, it's like it's 2 versus 1, and you see Mecha-Godzilla just he's got a laser out of his chest, lasers out of his eyes, finger missiles, and toe missiles. This monster is chock full of like unlimited ammo. This thing is a Call of Duty dream. I have unlimited ammunition, and it's just explosions, more explosions, and both Godzilla and the new guy getting their asses beat, and Mecha-Godzilla just shooting the crap out of them. It's a really insane monster battle. And there's one effect here. I can't believe I couldn't get a screenshot of this, but there's one effect where Godzilla, he's in this lightning and all this rain and lightning, and he gets struck by lightning. And the lightning, when Godzilla gets struck by lightning, his body starts flashing blue, like his whole body starts flashing blue, and then you have all these sparks start coming out of his back. And apparently that turned him into a magnet. He manages to pull Mecha-Godzilla toward him, so the new monster here can start headbutting him. It's just like, it's like an odd ability. It's like Godzilla develops this weird magnetic ability, which is really odd. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that little tidbit. It's not like they clearly show it, but they don't make that big of a deal over it. But it's the scene with Godzilla in the rain and the lightning. It's a really great scene. It's kind of scary and intense because it just shows like Godzilla's just super pissed off. They just made Godzilla so pissed off in this movie. But the monster battle is really great to watch. It really is. This movie was just an overall just fun time. It really is. Now, there's one other effects con that I really gotta say with Mecha-Godzilla is that sometimes when he roars, his mouth don't move. Like, seriously, when an animal roars or makes a noise, its mouth moves. It's just so funny how, well, except crocodiles. It's just so funny that when Mecha-Godzilla roars, like half the time his mouth did. Well, not half the time, it's just that when he first shows up in the movie, his mouth don't move when he roars. Like, that's my other effects con. Yeah, is his mouth don't move. Oh, and then also, and then here's this scene here, and you can see like the god. There's like two Godzillas. The one on the right is our guy, is our Godzilla, and then the one on the left is the imposter, is Mecha-Godzilla wearing the reptilian skin. Now, my third effects con with this movie is there's a little bit of inconsistency because when Mecha-Godzilla was fighting Anguirus, and when Godzilla fights him, it's like they knock off pieces of the skin, and it's on his right arm, but then there's one shot where it's on his left arm. So, sorry. So that's my next effects con where there's like an inconsistency. It's like, oh wait, I thought it was on his. Why is it on his left arm? I thought it was on his right arm. So it just looked like, so that was just a little inconsistency. And it's just so funny, like, when Godzilla gets framed. I can't believe, like, Godzilla he started out as a menace to society, then he became a father, then he becomes a single parent, then a savior of the planet, and now at this point he was framed for crimes against humanity by this imposter monster coming up out of Mount Fuji and starts destroying everything. And it's so funny how like how the imposter Godzilla, he has yellow atomic breath, which is really interesting. It's like it was really trying to frame Godzilla so much. Like he had atomic breath, he had the look, but he didn't have the roar. He did not have the roar. That's the one thing about Godzilla is if it's you can tell it's an imposter if they do not have the roar. And Mecha-Godzilla sounds like radio static when he roars. It sounds like a radio. It sounds literally like radio static. But and what's so funny is Mecha-Godzilla's introduction when he shows up at the oil refinery. It's like it's just literally there's so many explosions even here at the oil refinery scene when both Godzilla start fighting. It's like there's just more explosions. It's like Godzilla, he just charges straight through everything in his path to beat the crap out of the imposter. And what's so funny is in this movie, when Godzilla first shows up in the movie, he doesn't come out of the water. He kind of does an appearance like in way back in Mothra vs. Godzilla. Remember when I showed him coming out of the ground? Well, in this movie, he kind of does the same thing, except he comes out of a building. Like, he comes out of a building. Oh my god. Here we go. This is the reminiscent. This kind of had a lot of Godzilla Raids Again stuff, but it's like Godzilla fighting Anguirus. This scene here is just. This is brutal. Mecha-Godzilla beats the shit out of Anguirus. I mean, he grabs him by the tail, throws him up and down, and then he grabs his mouth and he kind of does a King Kong a little bit. He rips Anguirus' mouth open and makes him bleed. Like, literally, you see all this blood start pouring out of Anguirus' mouth or something. Oh my god, it's like Mecha-Godzilla was ripping his mouth open, but then he was strangling him at the same time. This is a pretty good. This is actually a really great first monster battle in the movie, but Anguirus just gets his ass handed to him, and it's just, oh my god, Mecha-Godzilla is so brutal. Mecha-Godzilla is really brutal in this movie. He really is. I think he's basically Godzilla's equal. Like, I think this is the one monster that matches Godzilla so far here when it comes to strength and power. And it's just so crazy that how Anguirus just gets his butt beat. It's insane. Like, he gets tossed around, thrown around, and once again, it's so sad that this was supposed to be Baragon's role, but Anguirus stole the spotlight from him. Sorry, Baragon. I really am. You only had like one appearance in the Godzilla franchise, and you were supposed to have more scenes, even in that movie, and then you were supposed to be in this. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just have to mention it because it's like, really, it would have been. It actually, it's cool that Anguirus is in the movie. It's like we get to see him. We get to see him like one. This is the last time so far in the Godzilla franchise. This is actually the last time we will see Anguirus. So it's, I guess, not really a farewell to Anguirus or whatever, but it's like this is the last time we will be seeing him in the franchise. So far right now. Um, so it was kind of like a nice. Oh, he had a good last appearance right now. It's cool to watch, but still, it would have been cool if it was Baragon. I mean, it's like a 50-50. Like it's cool that okay, yeah, this is Anguirus' last movie for right now. For now, but at the same time, it would have been cooler if it was Baragon, just to put something different in the movie. But like I said, Mecha-Godzilla just, oh my god, the blood effects are really good. It's really, the fake blood looks super cool. And then here we are. This is the very start of the movie, actually. This is actually how the movie starts. Like, literally, the first the first minute and a half of the movie, right before the title, you just see Anguirus just show up, and he just roars. He roars, and I think they explain in the movie that Anguirus actually was searching for Godzilla. Like he was searching for him, and then after this we get our. I mean, once again, I love the Anguirus suit. He looks actually pretty scary. The way they present him in the scene is just like, oh my god, I don't want to. Like you want to hide behind one of these mountains or something. Like you really want to make sure he don't see you. And then we get our first piece of effects work in the movie is this mountain blowing up, and then you hear Godzilla's roar. So it's like, oh, Godzilla was in a mountain for a year? Like, really? What were you doing? And overall, this movie's just very intense. The movie starts off intense, and then it just gets to a whole entire thing of just stuff blowing up and monsters fighting. Oh my god. It's just a very, this, like I said, this ranks a number 6 on my list of top Godzilla films. And like I said, I'd recommend this to any diehard Godzilla fan. If you're willing to keep pushing through the franchise like I am here, then definitely give this movie a watch, because this movie does kick ass. It's a really amazing Godzilla movie. And there's one other piece of effects work I really got to talk about. I don't have it in here. I really tried, but I couldn't find pictures big enough. Is the aliens in this movie who build Mecha-Godzilla, they're apes. They're apes. Like, this movie is literally, and I know this series is not talking about characters, but I gotta say this. Two of the characters in this movie are from the government agency called Interpol, which, yes, it's actually a real thing. And this whole movie is like, it's a mix of, it's like Planet of the Apes mixed with James Bond mixed with Godzilla. Like, this movie rolled 3 genres into one thing. Like, truly it did. And there's these cool effects with there's these really well done effects, actually, with the aliens. And they're apes. They're gorillas. They're space gorillas. And when they die, when they get killed or injured, there's these really, because when you see all the aliens, they look human, right? They all look human, but if they get killed or injured, they revert back to their true form. And it's like, yeah, it's a gorilla mask, yeah, but it's like, the effects when they do that are actually really well done. Like, seriously, and the makeup is super amazing. It's really great stuff. And then here's a screenshot of the newest monster in the Godzilla franchise. His name is King Caesar. And this thing is apparently a god, like it's a divine monster or something like that to the people of Okinawa. And his design, he's like a rabbit mixed with a lion. Like a rabbit because of his ears, and a lion because of his tail and the rest of him. I mean, it's so crazy that we get like a mammalian, another like mammalian creature. But the ears look, I know they look like rabbit ears, but when they're down they look like dog ears, so it's really odd that he has floppy ears. But overall, I really do like his look. Truly, I do. I really do love. I do like King Caesar, and MECHA-GODZILLA like beats the crap out of him. But then when Godzilla shows up, King Caesar and Godzilla, they both take on MECHA-GODZILLA in this 2v1 fight. It's amazing. The final battle is it's truly worth watching. And the funny thing about this movie is I know this series is not about plot, but I do love that with King Caesar they do this whole myth and legend thing with this monster, which I really do like. And the whole movie is a prophecy. Literally, this whole Godzilla movie is a prophecy. It's like not only does Godzilla get framed at the beginning of the movie, but he's part of a prophecy too, where it says like and I actually have this prophecy committed to memory. It's like when a black mountain appears above the clouds, a huge monster will arrive to try to destroy the world. Well, here you have this black mountain, which is this giant black cloud, which looks like a mountain, shows up in the sky, and then here comes MECHA-GODZILLA out of Mount Fuji, tries destroying everything. And then, the next part of the prophecy, it says, when the red moon sets and the sun rises in the west, two monsters will appear to save the world from the monster trying to destroy the world. And it's just so crazy that it's like Godzilla becomes part of that. He becomes part of that prophecy, and it's like they're trying. And this whole movie is just like they're trying new stuff with the franchise, like effects-wise, special effects-wise, and plot-wise. And I know this series is not focused on plot ever, but sometimes you have to talk about you have to talk about the plot to relate it to the special effects. You have to. It's part of doing a review. Anyways, but like I was saying, I really do love King Caesar's design. It looks like I said, a lion mixed with a rabbit. Oh, and then here we have a close-up of. Well, sorry I didn't talk about King Caesar that much, but overall, I really do like King Caesar's design and the execution. It's really cool. And here we have a close-up of MECHA-GODZILLA. Now, I do like I said, he has the old 1970s old-time robot thing, but I like his head. I mainly like his head. His head, he actually looks mean, like in his eyes. He looks like he's pissed off. And for a debut here of the titular robot that literally, if you think in Godzilla vs. Gigan, if you thought Godzilla got his ass handed to him in Godzilla vs. Gigan, this movie, MECHA-GODZILLA actually beats the crap out of Godzilla. Actually, it's the screenshot after this. Oh my god. Like, there's a point in the monster battle when King Caesar gets knocked out. MECHA-GODZILLA knocks him out by shooting directly at his face. It's the next screenshot after this. I'll wait till we get to that, because something happens to Godzilla in this movie that you're like, oh my god, no. It's pretty violent. It's very violent. I mean, when the space gorillas get killed, they do show some blood, like black blood spurting. The leader, the chief, he's called, he gets shot in the neck, and this black blood shoots out of his neck, which is actually really well done. And yeah, the effects, all the effects in this movie are really good. Like, seriously. Actually, they are really good, but it's like, there is one thing I gotta say. My last effects con for this movie is, there's one point during this final battle when MECHA-GODZILLA, he just says, when he hits the screw it button, and he goes ham on King Caesar and Godzilla. He uses all weapons. And when you're doing a full weapon strike, oh my god, both Godzilla and King Caesar, they get their asses handed to them. And there's a point during that where it looks like one of Godzilla's fingers falls off, or is close to falling off. It's clearly noticeable, you can see it. Like, it's really clearly noticeable. But MECHA-GODZILLA's look, it looks just old-time robot. That's all I really gotta say. I really like his head. I like the design of his head. I really love the design of the face. But the body just is like old-time cheesy, old-time movie robot. That's all I gotta say. And his roar, the radio static roar, I don't know, that just sounds really odd. Oh my god, here we go. Okay, this is what I mean when this movie just gets intense, because look at what's coming out of Godzilla's neck. Literally, MECHA-GODZILLA shoots his laser, the lasers coming out of his eyes. He shoots them right at Godzilla's neck, right here. And and Godzilla becomes a blood sprinkler. Oh my god, and he just gets all messed up. He gets all messed up, blood everywhere. Godzilla really gets his ass beat. He does. Truly, in this movie, Godzilla. I mean, this is worse than Godzilla vs. Gigan. This is way worse. And the blood effects are really good. It's just a piece of effects work that's like, it's not new to the franchise by no means, but it's like, it's just, oh my god, no, not Godzilla. It's like, wow. The fact when you see Godzilla get injured, and there's actually 2 times Godzilla bleeds in the movie. There's this scene right here, which shows it, and then there's when MECHA-GODZILLA first shows up in the movie. They do this really cool effect where MECHA-GODZILLA shoots his laser eyes and Godzilla shoots his atomic breath, and they collide together and do that whole lasers or beams meeting, and there's the big thing in the middle, the big burst of energy in the middle. Like, I love the fact that they did that in this movie, which when you look at it's really awesome. But then Godzilla gets thrown back in the water because of the explosion after that, and you see blood start coming in the water, and it's like, oh my god, he's injured. So, but now it's like, now he just gets all messed up again. Like, there's 2 times in the movie Godzilla bleeds, and it's just, oh my god. And when you hear Godzilla squeal, when you hear him start squealing, it looks like it hurts. Like, literally, it looks like you can feel Godzilla's pain. And, oh my god, it's just an overall, one of the main highlights of the final battle was seeing Godzilla bleed. It sucks to say that, I really hate to say that, but the way it's executed is really well done. But then Godzilla gets up and does the whole magnetic thing, and forces MECHA-GODZILLA's head to turn around so he can knock the head off and blow him up. And then the alien base blows up in just this fury of explosions, more explosions. Did I mention explosions? Like, seriously, this movie, it's just, oh my god, explosions. Explosions, and did I mention explosions? Like, seriously, I can't believe how many explosions there are in this movie. But overall, Godzilla versus, well, actually, yeah, let me get back to the poster. Overall, like, Godzilla vs. MECHA-GODZILLA, I am giving this movie gets this is a solid 10 out of 10 for me. This is a solid 10 out of 10. Like, truly. Because it gets intense, the gorilla thing looks really good with the aliens when they either get killed or injured, and MECHA-GODZILLA, the way he's executed just looks super cool. With all the ammunition, the monster battles are great, the blood effect, everything about this movie, special effects wise, everything about this movie is amazing. It really is. Like I said twice already, I would recommend this to any diehard Godzilla fan, truly. And this movie gets a solid 10 out of 10 for me. I really did enjoy this. I so enjoyed this Godzilla movie. Like, I just got done watching this like last night. So, yeah, like I said, solid 10 out of 10. Now, those are my thoughts on Godzilla vs. MECHA-GODZILLA. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe to not only this channel, but to Megas Dragon for the logo at the beginning of this, and also Megas Dragon is with me on the movie reviews library, and also my boy Alan. You've seen him in like a crap ton of these videos, in a lot of my videos. Not these. Sorry. In a lot of my videos, a lot of my other videos. So yeah, please subscribe to Megas Dragon and the Movie Reviews Library. The links to those channels will be down there in the description. See them? See them? Click the read more and you'll see them. Well, anyways, I'm gonna say peace out, everybody, and I will see you next week with the next Godzilla film in the franchise. Have a great week, everybody. See ya.